Now, we are going to study the life cycles in algae, how they reproduce. Obviously, they are reproducing by asexual and sexual methods. But now we will discuss how the production, how this reproduction proceeds. Now, there are four life cycles in algae. We are going to start with the haplontic life cycle. But before that, I want to explain some important terms to you so that you don't have any problem in understanding these life cycles. You will be familiar, you will come with a term 405. That means diploid stage. Diploid stage means it is having double set of chromosomes. Okay, and different algae have different numbers, different sets of chromosomes. If I come to the term gametophyte, that means haploid stage. It is having only a single set of chromosomes. And if I talk about gametangium, that means plant organ where gametes are formed. Now we will come with a more term, that is meiotic division. That means reduction division. Here the number of chromosomes just gets into half. That's why we are saying reduction division, and meiotic division will be studied in depth in the chapter cell division. Okay, now for example, we all human beings are diploid because we are having 46 chromosomes. That means 23 sets of chromosomes. Each chromosome pair consists of 2 chromosomes. Okay, so we are having 23 pairs of chromosomes. So we are having 2n. But our gametes, our male sex cells and female sex are in haploid stage. They contain only 23 chromosomes. They do not contain 46 chromosomes. There is a difference in 23 chromosomes and 23 sets because one set contains 2 chromosomes. So the difference between diploid and haploid stage is only this. It is the number of chromosomes. Now, we will start with the haplontic life cycle. Generally, it is found in Spirogyra. Now, here what happens? The plant body is gametophyte. Gametophyte means that it is haploid. Now, the gametophytic plant. See here, haploid nuclei. Okay, the above stage in the diagram represents gametophytic stage. Now here the gametophytic plant develops haploid gametes, okay, in the gametangium. These haploid nuclei, okay. Now these are developed in the gametangium, and gametangium is the organ where these spores are produced. Now, when zoospores are formed, we are saying these spores, the zoospores, okay. These are haploid. These are haploid. Now, when the zoospores germinate, okay, they form gametes. Here see, there is a zoospores, haploid nuclei form zoospores, zoospores germinate, and when they germinate, they grow into a plant body spiro, okay. Now this plant body I am talking about, it is a gametophytic plant body. That means it contains a single set of chromosomes, it is N. Now, the plant body will develop a gametangia, a plant organ, algae organ where spores, where gametes are formed. Okay. Now here gametes will be also haploid. Now the fusion will take place in different gametes, and then lateral or scalariform conjugation will be there, and fertilization will be there. As soon as the fertilization occurs, fertilization means fusion between gametes. The two gametes fuse with each other. Now, when N plus N is there, see there is two gametes, N and N. When I combine N plus N, there will be how many N? There will be 2N. So that after fertilization, the stage is zygote. So as I am saying, in fertilization, two gametes are fusing with each other, then zygote will be diploid. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So N plus N becomes 2N. So here zygote is diploid, and in zygote meiosis occurs, and as meiosis occurs, it develops haploid, it forms haploid plants. During the meiotic division, it forms 4 meiospores. Okay, now these meiospores form the haploid plant. Now the thing is how you can identify these life cycles, how you can identify the gametophytic stage, how you can identify the sporophytic stage. This alteration of generation can be interpreted only by the chromosome number. जहाँ पे chromosome number हम देखेंगे, if the chromosome number is single set of chromosomes, then it will be gametophytic stage. जहाँ पे double set of chromosomes हो रहे, 2n हो रहे, वो that means वो sporophytic stage है. And in the whole life cycle, haplontic life cycle, only the zygote, सिर्फ zygote ही diploid stage में होता है, बाकी सब haploid stage में होते हैं. Okay, now coming to the next. Now, this haplontic life cycle is also known as monogenic life cycle, and mainly ये किस में मिलेगी? Chlorophyce में. Okay, Chlorophyce means उसमें क्या क्या एग्जाम्पल आते हैं Chlorophyce में? Chlamydomonas, Ulothrix, Edogonium, Spirogyra, Chara, and there is another class of algae also, that is Xanthophyce. That is yellow green algae is Xanthophyce. This is not in our course. So Chlorophyce mainly includes green algae. Now coming to the next is diplontic life cycle. Now in diplontic life cycle, plant body is sporophyte. Okay, plant body will be sporophytic only. Sporophyte means it will be diploid. That means it is 2n. I have already stated that sporophyte means 2n. Now sporophyte will develop sex organs. Now sex organs will produce gametes. Now when gametes are produced by the process of meiosis. That means reduction division. So gametes will be haploid. Keep this thing in mind. Gametes will be haploid in both these stages. Whether it is haplontic or diplontic, gametes will always be haploid. That is N. Now there will be fusion between gametes and zygote will be formed. Now when zygote is formed by the process of meiosis, it will form new sporophytic plant. Mainly you will have these cycles in Basiloophyceae and some members of green algae also, like Cladophora, Fucus and Sargassum of Phaeophyceae. What do you mean by Phaeophyceae? We have studied Phaeophyceae is brown algae, show this type of life cycle. Now next comes diplohaplontic life cycle. Now they have equal weightage to haploid and diploid phases. There will be 2 vegetative individuals, and we have already stated that stages can be identified by the number of chromosomes only. Now haploid gametophytic plant produces by sexual method. Here the gametophytic plant body is haploid, and in diplontic the plant body was sporophyte. That means 2n. Here the plant body is n. Now diplosporophytic, and there is also method diplosporophytic plant by asexual process. Now in diplohaplontic there will be 2 types. First one is isomorphic or homologous diplohaplontic type. Second will be heteromorphic or heterologous diplohaplontic type. Now what happens in diplohaplontic? The haploid gametophyte produces gametes. Okay, gametes will be haploid N. Now these gametes will fuse with each other to form zygote. Zygote will always be diploid. Keep this thing in mind. And if you are writing this thing, please write it down. And when zygote divides mitotically, it produces diploid plants only. Now, when there is a diploid plant produces spores by the process or by the method of meiotic division, and it gives rise to gametophyte. Now gametophyte is haploid stage. So what we are seeing? that in haplontic and in diplohaplontic, the plant body is haploid, and in the diplontic stage, the plant body is sporophyte, that means diploid. Okay, now in this type, isomorphic or homologous diplohaplontic type, both sporophytic and gametophytic plants are morphologically similar and free living. That means by the outer appearance, morphologically means outer appearance are same. Gametophytic plant haploid produces gametes. Okay, I have already said that plant body is haploid, and if the plant body is haploid, we are going to say it is gametophytic plant. A gametophytic plant will produce gametes. Gametes will be haploid only. Gametes will fuse to form zygote. Zygote will be diploid. Now, zygote will directly develop into a sporophytic plant. Here, it is developing diploid plant. If it is sexual reproduction. Okay, now when it is dividing, it is meiotically dividing and producing spores. Now, these spores are giving rise to haploid plant body. See here, there's a diagram. Okay, now see, there's equal weightage to haploid and diploid. Now, if I talk about the mitosis, now there is a two plant parents, sexual reproduction obviously needs to. Okay, now when there is plant gametes, okay, they are producing what they are producing. They are producing haploid gametes. There is a fusion between gametes. Now, when gametes are fusing, fertilization occurs. Fertilization is the term. Fertilization एक term है जिसे हमने उस process को दिया है जब gametes fuse होते हैं. तो जब भी term fertilization आए, that is clear कि यहाँ पे हम gametes को fuse कर रहे हैं. Now, जब भी gametes fuse होंगे तो क्या बनेगा? Zygote बनता है. Gametes हमेशा haploid होंगे और zygote हमेशा diploid होगा. तो यहाँ पे हमारे diploid हुए. Now, वहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Now, plant body, they are germinating. The zygote is directly germinating into a diploid sporophyte. अब ये diploid sporophyte में develop हुआ है. अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Meiosis हो रहा है. Meiosis में haploid spores पैदा हो रहे हैं. Haploid spores से gametophytic plant body develop हो रही है. Now, coming to the next type, that is heteromorphic or heterologous diplohaplontic type. And what happens in this cycle, the diploid phase and the haploid phase are morphologically dissimilar. By looking at them, you cannot identify this. Yes, there is a difference. In previous one, in homomorphic, you can say that morphologically haploid and diploid stages are similar. So you cannot identify by just seeing them. But in here, there is morphological dissimilarity between the haploid stage and the diploid stage. Here, the sporophyte is literally generally a complicated one, but gametophyte is very small and it is very simple. And generally, you will find this life cycle in laminaria of Phaeophyceae. Now, see. First of all, in laminaria, the plant body is gametophytic. And if I'm talking about the gametophytic, that means plant body is haploid, made up of minute filaments which produces gametes. Now, gametes will undergo fusion as usual. The process is all similar. Fusion of gametes will result in zygote. Zygote will develop into sporophytic plant. That means 2N. Now, sporophytic plant is microscopic. You can easily see by your eyes. Now, sporophytic plants will give rise to zoosporangia. And here zoosporangia will, now due to the zoosporangia, there will be meiotic division and zoospores will be produced. Here, zoospores will be haploid and they will give rise to the gametophytic plant. See here. Now, there is a sporophytic plant body. Okay. Now, due to the meiosis process, they are giving rise to zoospores. Now, some of these zoospores are developing into males. Some of these zoospores are developing into females. Now, they both are releasing gametes. When these gametes are fusing with each other, that means fertilization is occurring, 3.6. And after fertilization, zygote is formed. Now here zygote is 2n. After zygote is formed, it is developing into sporophyte. Here the sporophyte is 2n. Okay, clear? Now coming to the next part is rhodophyte. That means red algae. Now some common, we can see that here in the diagram there are, I think, 10 algae diagrams are there, like Porphyra, Corallina, Ceramium, Gracilaria, Champia, and Gelidium. Okay, if you will see, these are red in color. So due to the presence of red in color, the name was given rhodophyte. The name was given, they belong to red algae. Now, rhodophyta, basically the class name is rhodophyta and we just say them as red algae. Now, why these are called red algae? Why these are having, क्यों इनमें रेड एल्गी में रेड वो दिख रहे हैं, ग्रीन नहीं दिख रहा है हमें या किसी और कलर में नहीं दिख रहा है? बिकॉज उनके अंदर रेड पिगमेंट है, जो रेड पिगमेंट हम कहते हैं दैट इज आर फाइकोइरिथ्रिन. आर फाइकोइरिथ्रिन की जो क्वांटिटी है उनकी बॉडी में वो बहुत ज्यादा है एंड इस अमाउंट, इस क्वांटिटी के ज्यादा होने से उनका अपीयरेंस क्या हो जाता है? रेड हो जाता है. नाउ मेजॉरिटी, मोस्ट ऑफ द रेड एल्गी आर what? Marine in nature. Okay, obviously they are inhabiting fresh waters also. Now if you say there is a unicellular algae, red algae named Porphyridium. It's Porphyridia that grows in terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial habitat means where the land and trees are there. The main thing with the red algae that differentiate red algae with the other algae is that they do not have flagella and centrioles. They obviously this is common. They are having photosynthetic pigments. Photosynthetic pigments है क्योंकि वो autotrophic है. And autotrophic means they can synthesize their own food. They are biphasic and triphasic life cycle patterns. Multicellular है, filament है, blade structure है. Next thing is they can store food in the form of starch and polymers of galactine sulfate. ठीक है. नाउ दे हैव अ डिफ्यूज ग्रोथ पैटर्न. या तो एपिकल ग्रोथ होती है, कॉम्प्लेक्स ऊगेमी टाइप ग्रोथ होती है. नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज रेड एल्गी में देयर इज अ पिट कनेक्शन. सेप्टम में एक होल होता है जो कि टू एल्गल सेल्स को कनेक्ट करता है. Here you can say the mode of nutrition can be saprophytic and parasitic because red algae also causes some disease. And therefore it can be like this. Now, what are the main pigments that are present in red algae? The photosynthetic pigments that are present in red algae, chlorophyll A. We have already discussed that chlorophyll A is the common pigment. Chlorophyll A आपको हर algae में मिलेगा. Next, it is having chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is a general pigment in all the algae. Chlorophyll B है इसमें, alpha and beta carotene है, xanthophylls है. Xanthophylls में कौन सी कैटेगरीज हैं? टेराजैंथिन, ल्यूटिन, वायलाजैंथिन, जियाजैंथिन, फ्लेवोजैंथिन एंड बाइलीप्रोटीन. ठीक है. अब बाइलीप्रोटीन से हमने अभी बात किया, फाइकोइरिथ्रिन है और फाइकोसाइनिन है. फाइकोइरिथ्रिन की वजह से रेड कलर आता है बिकॉज फाइकोइरिथ्रिन की क्वांटिटी ज्यादा है एंड वो क्लोरोफिल की प्रेजेंस को भी, क्लोरोफिल ए की प्रेजेंस को भी मास्क कर लेता है. There's a presence of pit in the cell walls. We have already discussed this thing. There is some mistake in this. It is not having chlorophyll B. Okay. Yes, the slide is having some mistake. It is not having chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll B is absent in red algae. It is chlorophyll D. By mistake, I have written B. It is chlorophyll D. Now, sexual reproduction. It occurs as oogamy. Okay. Now, male sex organ in red algae will be called as antheridia. Female sex organ will be said as carpogonia. After post-fertilization. Now, when the fertilization occurs, the body is formed. Okay. Now, this body is known as carposporophyte. That after fertilization, whatever structure is formed, it is known as carposporophyte. And if you will see in red algae, there is alteration of generations, like there will be gametophytic generation also and sporophytic generation also. Gametophytic means haploid stage and the sporophytic means diploid stage. Now, if I talk about the uses of algae, then many of human beings are using as food and fodder. It is algae provides natural food for fish and other aquatic animals. In fact, it is used as a commercial food also in Japan and North Atlantic region. Many algae, like I think it's Rhodymania porphyra chondrus, that is Irish moss. Rhodymania is used as cattle fodder in France. Yes, Rhodymania is used as a cattle fodder in France. Porphyra tenara is commercially cultivated in Japan and it is eaten with rice. Coming to the next point is phycocolloids are extracted from the red algae. Okay, now for the commercial use, and in phycocolloids, the things come are agar, carrageenan, and funorrhea. Now, agar is obtained from Gelidium and it is used as pudding in dairy toppings and other instant food products. Now, red algae is used as a source of vitamin for thousands of years. In fact, it is a very rich source of calcium, magnesium, and antioxidants. Now, they are sources of dietary fibers. In fact, they are very good for the health purpose also. They promote healthy circulation. They just lower the level of bad cholesterol. In fact, they are regulating the blood sugar levels also. They are involved in nourishing the skin. They just improve the skin. They just boost our immune system. In fact, consuming the red algae will add health to your bone. It will strengthen your bone structure. Now, if I am talking about the more medical importance, then text of corallina is used for the treatment of kidney, bladder, lung disease. In fact, if any person is having worm infection, then the extract of corallina is used to treat that worm infection. Polysyphonia, it is having antibacterial properties. So when there's a bacterial infection, then polysyphonia is used to treat that infection. Carrageenan is used as a blood coagulant. If our blood does not able to coagulate, then obviously if we are going to have a cut, then we will suffer lots of blood loss. But due to the blood coagulant property, the blood is not able to flow fully. So when there is some problem, when there is some disease, then we are using carrageenan as a blood coagulant. Now, carrageenan is also extracting from the chondrus algae. Okay. Now, apart from using as the blood coagulant, carrageenan is also used as emulsifiers in paint. In fact, it is used in toothpaste, chocolate, and ice creams. Now, coming to the next category, our last category, that is green algae. Green algae is also known as chlorophyta. The main thing is it is chlorophyta, and we just say them as chlorophyta, and generally we call them as green algae. And we call them as green algae due to the presence of chlorophyll. Their appearance due to the green color. There are some examples of green algae on this slide, like Chlamydomonas, Pediastrum, Julothrix, Cladophora, Cephalurus, Edogonium, Pyrogyra, Cordium, and Cara. Okay. Now, we all know that they are eukaryotic algae and resemble land plants. Yes, it is important they resemble the land plants. How? Because the land plants are having cell walls made up of cellulose. And these green algae are also having cell walls made up of cellulose. In fact, they are storing food as starch. They have chlorophyll A along with the chlorophyll B as a photosynthetic pigment. This is very important to remember. If I talk about the habitat, then they are cosmopolitan in distribution or in habitat. Cosmopolitan means you can find them everywhere on the earth. There is nowhere you cannot find them. Okay, they are having diverse habitats. They are terrestrial, that means they can grow on moist soil. Okay, they can grow on walls, they can grow on rocks. If I talk about they can grow on plants also, then the green algae that are growing on plants are known as epiphytes. Okay, and they can grow inside the other plants also, then they are known as endophytes. Epizoic is on the surface of plants. Okay, in fact, they are found near the hot springs also. When they are found near the hot spring, then they are known as thermophilic. Some algae are also found on the snow, on the frozen lakes, and they are known as the cryophytes. And here the examples Theochila and Homidium. So basically, they are cosmopolitan in nature. You can find them everywhere. In fact, in alpine region, there's a algae known as Hematococcus nivalis, and that is Hematococcus nivalis. It causes red snowball in alpine region. In fact, in lichens, where you have seen lichens are the symbiotic relationship between the fungus and algae. Most of the algae are green algae in lichens. Okay, some species are epiphytic, endophytic, epizoic, endozoic. We have discussed that. Zoochlorella is an algae that is associated with sponges. Caracium, crustacean के ऊपर होते हैं. Crustacean is a category of animals. Cladophora, molluscan shells पे होते हैं. जहां आप बात करेंगे ट्राइकोफिलस की, वो ग्रीन कलर देते हैं. फर ऑफ ट्री ड्वेलिंग स्लोथ. हमने बात करी थी एक मैमल की, कल एक हमने किया था ना, स्लोथ बेयर. So its fur is having green algae, and that green algae, वो green algae का नाम क्या था? That is Trichophilus. And basically, this mammal, this sloth bear, is found in the rainforest of South America. Now, alga sloth bear पे, that is protective coloration. उससे क्या करता है, वो थोड़ा सा environment में दिखा देता है कि green algae है, तो वो green सा पत्तों के बीच में लगता है. Next is it is parasitic also. Like Cephalourus is parasitic on number of higher plants. It reduces as it is parasitic. Cephalourus, as it is parasitic, it reduces the yield of tea, coffee, pepper, and the citrus fruit. So it just lives on the plants of tea, coffee, pepper, and citrus fruit. And it is living on these plants. Obviously, then it is extracting the nutrients of these plants. And if it is extracting the nutrients, obviously the yield will be less. Okay, come on, hurry up, just join the another meeting so that we can finish up this lecture today only.